10km is a great running distance, especially if you're a beginner. They don't require the same amount of time and effort as, say, a half marathon or marathon, but it also doesn't feel like you're dying like when you do an all-out 5k. However, once you get past that beginner gain stage of running, trying to improve your 10k time gets really challenging. I recently ran a 10km PB of 42:09, and I want to share with you everything that I'd done, from the type of training, how long it was, and the type of sessions I was doing as well. Also how to fuel and hydrate, the plan for the race day itself, and the right mental approach you need, not just for the race, but also during your training, to build that belief that you can go out and smash your 10k time. So let's get into it. So how long should your training plan be for a 10k? Well, the ideal training plan is usually around 10 weeks, but 6 to 8 can also work as well. This is to give your body enough time to adapt to that 10k pace you need. So the closer you are to 10 weeks, the better. My plan was only 8 weeks long, and this was because I just come off doing a marathon. So if you can't do the full 10 weeks, don't worry, you can still get your time. With 10k training, your speed run is your priority each week. Once you're past that beginner gain stage of running, you really have to push past your threshold in your training, so you can see progress in your 5k and 10k times. Intervals are one of the best and most important ways that you can do this. This is where you have bursts of speed pushing past your threshold, have a 1 to 2 minute recovery, and then repeat. And this is how the body adapts to faster paces, because it learns to clear lactate a lot faster. There are so many different types of interval runs you can do. They all vary with different kinds of distances, different kinds of pace zones. One of my favorites is the 1km repeats, and here's one from my most recent training plan. So as you can see, with these intervals, I was meant to be running 4:05 kilometers, or between 3:55 and 4:15. If you look across to my lap times, you can see first one I hit 3:56, and then 3:53, 3:54, 3:54 again, and then 3:57. So I was ahead in every single rep that I needed to do. And that's another thing I wanted to share as well. If you can do more than just the bare minimum, then always push beyond what you can do. During my training plan, the Runner app must have updated me 2 or 3 times as I kept pushing past the pace zones that it was recommending. And this is a good thing. This is how you really start to make progress and see gains in running. The other crucial type of speed session that we can do is the tempo run. This is at a sustainably hard pace just below your threshold, usually around your actual 10k pace. And me personally, I think this is best done later on in your plan, so you can see if you can sustain that pace that you actually need. Here's an example of a tempo run I'd done during my plan, and it was probably the most important one that I did. So if you look at this one, I had 4 kilometers at 4:15, I had a 4-minute rest, 3 kilometers at 4:15, 3-minute rest, 2 kilometers at 4:10, 2-minute rest, 1 kilometer at 4:05, 1.5-minute rest. And the reason this is such a good run is because it's proven to yourself that you can maintain and sustain those paces that you need for your 10k. If you look at my average pace for each rep, the 4 kilometers I averaged 4 minutes 10, the 3 kilometers I averaged 4:14, the 2 kilometers I averaged 4:14, which is actually a bit slower than what I needed, and then for the 1 kilometer I managed 4:07. Felt like I did push a bit too hard in the earlier stages of this, but I still came out of it very happy and very confident that I could go out and do what I needed to do on my race. Also get your long and easy runs in as well during the week, as these are going to build that aerobic engine. The kind of distances and mileage you want to be doing varies massively, but for beginners, somewhere between 7 to 12 should work. And for more advanced runners, they can do anywhere between 7 to 18 or even more than that if they want to. The actual race day itself, you want to go into it with your pacing in mind. There's a few different ways you can do this. You can go in with even splits. That's where every split is almost perfect, bang on the time that you need throughout the whole race. Or you can start off just below your goal pace and then build it up as the race goes on, pushing with a really fast finish towards the end. The one thing you don't want to do is set off too fast, and this was my mistake when I ran Telford 10k. As you can see with my splits, that I was trying to bang time at the start, and this is never what you want to do. And it caused me to end up blowing up around 7 kilometers in. The first split, the reason that was so fast was because that was downhill. But what I should have done is, once I got past the downhill, instead of trying to carry on at that pace and bang some time, I should have just slowed down to maybe 4:15 and then built up into the race and pushing towards the end for a faster finish. There are also paces on a lot of races that you can use, and if you just stick with them, it saves you constantly having to stare at your watch and takes a lot of the pressure off. Another great tactic I like to use with my watch is that instead of looking at my moving time, I'll just look at my current lap time. And this helps me build confidence throughout the race. As I'm ticking off each kilometer, I can see that I'm sticking to the pace zone that I need. And you compare this on screen with your heart rate to get a good gauge of how hard you're working, though you will need a heart rate monitor for accurate results. Make sure you're keeping fuel and hydration the same on race day as you do during the training. This means same gels, same electrolytes. For me personally, I just like to have some fast digesting carbs in the morning, porridge with a bit of honey and banana on, and then hydrate with electrolytes, and that's enough. 10k isn't a very far distance, so I think fuel and hydration should only be a factor before your race, not during. The only time I'd recommend that you need to hydrate during a 10k race is if it's very hot. Apart from that, you should be good. The final thing I want to talk about here is your mentality, and what you need to think about when you're going into this race is that this is your victory lap. If you apply yourself during your training, when that race day comes around, you'll be full of confidence instead of nerves. Remember, train hard and fight easy is the right mindset. As each week of your training plan goes on, you should get more and more confident. Another mindset that you need to have is to stay in the fight, and this is crucial with all of running. During my race, I blew up at 7 kilometers, and that's where the doubts started to creep in. The old me would have slowed down and thrown the towel in at that point. I kept believing, kept that positive mentality, slowed down a bit to let my body clear that lactate, and then started to pick up the pace again towards the end, finish strong and get my time. If I didn't have that mindset, I might not have done it, so keep believing and stay strong. That's going to be everything for this video. If you have any suggestions of what type of video or content you want to see next, then drop a comment below. And if you found this helpful, please like and subscribe. Thank you.